Hello, musical YouTubers. Welcome to Tom's Eye Music. Today is the first video of a multi-part mini-series I'm doing on mixing an acoustic singer-songwriter song that has piano and vocals as the main elements. Probably a lot of you out there who are just getting started or just are solo artists are doing this a lot, where you have either a guitar and your voice or a piano and your voice, or you're recording a friend who's doing that. So this kind of goes out there to everybody who's working in that capacity. So we're going to do this project, or I did this project, I should say, in Cubase. Cubase is my most comfortable DAW I work in. It came with the very first interface I ever bought from Guitar Center back in 2004, the Tascam US 122. So I've started noodling around in Cubase at that point well over 10 years ago, and that's what I still prefer to this day. So what I want to talk about, and this doesn't matter which DAW you are using, is just a little bit about the organization and structure and hierarchy, as I call it, in your project. So I think it's important just to keep this in mind as your layout. As you get more tracks going, it can get a bit congested and confusing, and a good organization keeps things neat and helps keep your sanity as you get farther into mixing. So what I want to talk about today is what Cubase calls a folder track. As I hover the mouse here, you see it says folder track. I think Logic may call them summing tracks, and I'm not sure about other DAWs, but I'm pretty sure something similar exists in all of them. But I use the folder track extensively when I mix. I think it's an incredible tool, and I'll show you why. So everything here on this screen is basically collapsed into a couple folders: the piano, the vocals, and then group tracks, and then FX channels where you send vocals and instruments to get reverb and things like that. So everything is in a nice and neat condensed several tracks on the screen here. Now if you expand these, for example, expand the piano, you can see here's the group track, or aux track in some DAWs call that. There's the piano itself, and then I expand the vocal folder, and here you can see all the vocal takes. I organize mine according to the verses, the choruses, so on and so forth, and these are all up in the main folder, which is right here. So as you expand and collapse it, all that garbage just goes away. So I think that's a great organizational tool, and I also think it's important because when you start to make critical mix decisions, I tend to collapse these and just listen, and it takes your eyes off of the computer screen and makes your ears focus a little bit more on what's going on, rather than following all these waveforms on the screen. If you collapse these and just listen, I think your ears do a better job at picking out and making mix decisions when you can't actually see all the tracks on the screen. I find that helpful. Less visual and more auditory work, which is really what mixing is anyway. So that's basically all I wanted to cover in this quick little introduction video, but really take a look, if you haven't, at using folder tracks or summing tracks, whatever your DAW uses. I find them incredibly useful, and they really help me out in the whole process of staying organized and what I call keeping your sanity while mixing. So that's all for today. I look forward to seeing everybody in part 2, where we start to mix the piano. Take care.